I was literally working on a master's in social work when I became disabled. I was going to do social work research and therapy. And so I know how to read research articles. I know how to write research articles. I know how to do a degree of research. I know a lot about reading research.
Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the Body Honesty Project. On today's installment, we will be looking at a TikTok by Fatsapphicbro where they spread medical misinformation. Last time I did a video on Fatsapphicbro, they were also spreading medical misinformation. Do we sense a theme here? But wait, didn't they just say how good they were at reading and writing medical papers? Like they're almost certified or have a degree of some sort? Well, there's a lot wrong with this TikTok, so why don't we jump right into it?
I've seen a few comments on my post about how, foot shape or arch shape or whatever is related to body size, and that's not true. You do not need to lose weight to get out of pain. Scientifically, there is no link between body size and how you feel. If that were true, people in average bodies would not have pain, and only people in larger bodies would have pain. And we have seen time and time again that that is absolutely not true. And you don't even have to take my word for it. Here is a research study that looked at musculoskeletal disorders in people in larger bodies. And here's my favorite part for all of you in the comments who keep giving me this line because we were fed this line. Maybe you believe it for yourself, maybe you believe it for other people's bodies. But while such mechanical theories abound, there is surprisingly little scientific evidence directly linking musculoskeletal injury to altered biomechanics in larger bodies. So there you have it. Can we please stop with this bullshit line of thinking?
Now, the paper that they're referencing in this video is not being fairly represented at all. I went and found the paper, and it's actually very interesting. But instead of making you pay to read the paper, why don't we watch this next clip, then come back and discuss. A perspective paper was written by the medical journal Obesity Reviews that proposes that we need more research into joint injury caused by obesity. More and more people these days have musculoskeletal injuries, and a large percentage of these people are obese. Doctors anecdotally know that obesity causes joint issues, but surprisingly, our existing research actually tells us very little. Current research only focuses on certain areas of the joint. This was originally done because it mimicked the area that caused injury in other mammals. But other mammals don't also struggle with obesity. However, we have found only a small percentage of people where this is actually the case, and this particular injury affects obese and normal weight people equally. But we still have more obese people with musculoskeletal injury than non-obese people. This leads us to believe that there are other areas of the musculoskeleton that need to be researched. This includes looking more closely at alignment and gaps caused by obesity and the deterioration of cartilage tissue. Some research shows that obesity may have a protective effect with respect to shock absorption around the joint, but is countered by decreased mobility in the joint. There has also been evidence that suggests that muscular strength in joints is actually less important than the strength to mass ratio, meaning that you need more strength to balance out extra weight. And for very obese people, that equilibrium can be impossible to achieve without weight loss. For all these reasons, we feel that there are grounds to believe that obesity impacts the musculoskeletal system in many ways. And given that there has been a rise in both the number of musculoskeletal injuries and the number of obese people in existence, we feel that more research into more specific areas of the musculoskeleton is needed to better understand and care for all patients. Okay, to start, it wasn't a medical research paper. It was an opinion paper. It says so in the title. Not all medical papers have a purpose to present research. Some papers reference research, but they have their own purpose. The purpose of the paper is up to its author. And this particular author said, The aim of this paper, therefore, is to provide a review of musculoskeletal disorders associated with overweight and obesity and to outline potential biomechanical mechanisms underlying their pathogenesis. So that was the paper's purpose. The paper's purpose was to get the necessary research into obesity causing musculoskeletal injury. They grabbed one line from the document and took it completely out of context. Yes, the paper did say that. It opened with that statement that we do not have the evidence. We do not have the research. But then it went into detail and talked about all sorts of areas where they think that obesity is impacting the musculoskeletal system. It talked about heel pads, it talked about cartilage, it talked about alignment, it talked about joint strength. All things that they think that need to be investigated further in order to practice better musculoskeletal care in the obese. I also find it interesting that fat activists usually would rather push anecdotal evidence over real scientific evidence. And in this situation, doctors have lots of anecdotal evidence from their care of obese patients. They know that certain patients have more joint issues than others, and they can correlate that to their weight. So I question, what is the problem with getting more research into this? This will enable us to help and care for people better. Because concluding with a statement like this,
there you have it. Can we please stop with this bullshit line of thinking?
Doesn't help anyone. Stopping with this narrative would involve stopping doing research. And stopping doing research means not knowing how to help obese and overweight people in the future. You want doctors to give you proper care, but not know how obesity is impacting your health. You can't have both. But it seems that this community is asking for exactly that. Just look at this one.
I was positive about my body for years. I loved myself with no hesitation, but no amount of liking myself could stop my doctor from making me disabled because she ignored my symptoms and said that I was just fat and I just needed to lose weight, to the point that I had nerve damage, had to have back surgery at 25, and will still never get the feeling back in my leg. Don't get me wrong, I want people to like themselves, but I need y'all to understand that that is not the most important thing. For me, the point isn't learning to be happy in a system that oppresses me. The point is to challenge a system that punishes you for what you look like and denies you care based on what they think you deserve.
If you want obese patients to be treated better, more research into how obesity affects the body needs to be done. So, no, we can't stop with this bullshit line of thinking. We need to double down on it and explore it further. We need more research. So, in conclusion, misrepresenting medical information is dishonest. And Fatsapphicbro either knew that the information was bunk or they didn't care. And when I say they didn't care, I really mean it. Because in the past, when they were challenged about spreading medical misinformation, they said this.
Here's the thing. So the trolls keep commenting that they're pissed off because I spread medical misinformation. If they gave a shit about misinformation, they'd be coming at anti-vaxxers and the pro-ED accounts, but they only harass fat people. The trolls don't give a fuck about misinformation. They genuinely don't, because again, if they cared about misinformation, they'd be going after the plethora of misinformation that the diet industry and personal trainers and nutritionists like to spout on this app.
Which is deflection. It's not an apology. It's not an I'm sorry. It's not I didn't mean to. It's an I don't care, everybody else does. Which is neither good nor honest. And on this channel, we're all about being honest. So until next time, stay body positive, but also body honest.